Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in the last episode, I talked about the pricing methods and explained what each one means, right? So today it's a hands-on day, which is pretty cool. So today, what I'm going to do, I'll showcase how to do a blog price, how to configure that, right? So that I can show you how to do that. So let's build a scenario, right? So that it becomes clear for you. So let's say I wanted to ship a beer, okay? Now, usually the beer can. So let's assume that we are shipping the can, right? So usually, beer cans you can buy individual, right? Or it comes in a pack of six, or it comes in a pack of 12, or sometimes it comes in a pack of 20, or sometimes it comes in a pack of 24. Okay, so let's say if you're buying, say, uh, the beer, um, say, six pack, right? So if someone wants to buy, say, five beers, right? So you will obviously ship them, the pack with six, right? I'm just giving an example. And if someone wants to buy, say, eight, so you'll give them a pack of 12, right? So that price comes in picture. So, um, but if someone decides to, say, buy, a pack of beer, say, 24, uh, again, then you give a pack of the 24 one. But say someone wants to buy, 25, so then you bring up a concept of something called average rate. So I'll show you. I've created the field in a block price. So before I jump into that, what I'm going to do, I will create a product, right? So to explain everything from the start. So I logged into my work, just pretty simple, right? So you create a product, and let's create a product called Stout Beer. I'm not putting any fancy beer name, so you scroll down, and so this one, if you wanted to see configuration, I can say required, right? So it doesn't matter. Option layout, we talked about that, right? In the previous episode when I was demonstrating how to create a product bundle. So I'm not going into the details today, right? If you haven't watched the video, please check that tutorial first, right? Okay. The pricing method, right? This is where you do a uh, modification. So instead of list, I'm going to choose block. Okay, now I'll do save. Now, if you remember, I mentioned before, right? If you don't include a price book, excuse me, you will not be able to find uh, the product when you try to add to a code. Okay, so that's pretty basic. So what I'll do, I will go to price book and I will say, not sorry, I'll just have price book and I will say add standard price and I will do list price 0. Okay, the reason why I'm doing it is because so that I can see this product when I wanted to add product in the code. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to see it. So which is not what we wanted. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and start beer. And now here where I'm going to make a difference, that's the block price. Okay, so here we're going to put the bounds, which is the range. Okay, so I'm going to create one new, and I will say 1 to 6 pack. Okay, the lower bound start with 1, upper bound is 6. Okay, and the price of beer is say 6 packs, say stout. I'm not talking Guinness. Guinness is expensive in New Zealand. Well, might cost you $25 for uh, six cans, right? I haven't seen 12 or 24 in New Zealand, but just for the sake of argument, let's say Boundary Beer, or let's say Lion Red, right? The cheapest beer, but let's say $12, okay? And average rate, I'll explain to you in a minute. So I would say 6. And I will say, okay, and from 6 to say 12, say, I will say the lower bound 6, 12, um, upper bound 12, and I will say the price of the beer as $22. Okay. Now, anything about 12, right? I don't want to add an entries because otherwise you'll keep on adding, right? So what I'll do, I will use an average rate, which is a new. Custom field, I've created an block price object. So you go to the object manager and you look for floor price, okay, and you look for an overage rate. Okay, this is an overage rate, right? So what that means is that, let's say in our current scenario, I'll show you. Right now, I have configuration set for 1 to 6, 6 to 12. What if you want more than 12, right? So what I'll do, price name, say over 12. So I'll say lower bound 12. And the price, let's say someone comes to you and say, hey, I want 14 beers, 14 can of beers, okay? So what do? You normally put for 12 beers, 22, and for from there onwards, any extra quantity you buy, you will use this overage rate. So let's say if I'm going to buy, say 13 beers, right? 13 cans, so I will be paying 26. If I buy, and hence so on. Okay, so I'll show you the calculation how it works. So I've done this. It's pretty sweet. And so for 12, it's 22. For 13, it will keep it in consideration. So go to code and go to this one, edit lines. Just to make it simple, what I'll do, I will remove all the existing products so that's become clear. No confusion in the calculation. I like to keep my canvas nice and tidy so that it's easy to explain the calculation behind the scene. Okay, so what I do now, I will say stout, if I spell correctly. Maybe I haven't spelled correctly the product. Okay. um, I'm my spelling is horrendous. Yeah, there's something wrong. Why it's not showing? Okay, maybe I'll just refresh it. Could be that's why. Obviously, let's look at the product to see everything is set correctly. Obviously, the product list price is 0, and you just say start beer. Let's close this code. Um, we have price book. We got $0. Okay, so that's cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Why the product is not visible? Because it's not active. My bad. Okay, now let me refresh it. Um, it would be good, right? When you create a product, if it's not active, just mark it active. You can do that using automation. It's pretty simple. Go to codes and go to code number, edit lines. Like I said, I like to keep my canvas tidy and just to explain the calculation. So I will delete this one. I'm gonna add the product, the stout. Hopefully you can find it. Oh yeah, this boy is here. Okay, select. All right. So now by default, if you select, let's gonna take some time. Okay, quantity 1. Okay, so that's correct. So obviously, anything from 1 to 6, right? You will be getting that pack. So let's say I will make it 7. So it should change the price. Let's do calculate. Okay, become 22. Okay, so that's working. All right, now if I put 22, um, all right, there's something wrong. Okay. Oh, sorry, my bad. Not 22 because I was wanting to show. Yeah, that's correct. That's value is correct because now you must be thinking, I need to calculate. So just don't worry about it. Just let's see, calculate here. Okay, this 22. Okay, so anything 22 and above will get the average rate. Okay, so I will do 13. So when you do 12, right? Sorry, anything 12 and above. I don't know why I'm saying 22. Um, so um, if you say 12, right? Obviously, you will get 12 packs of can in a pack, right? So it could be a Starlanger or whatever beer, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. Or if it's that Mexican one, what's the name of it? It's a pretty famous one, that Corona. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, um, you get that one as well. So in a pack, right? So it contains 12 cans or 12 bottles. But um, so if I do 13, see the difference here. Okay, 26, because the reason why it's 26, anything above 13 will be using the base price, which is um, $22, and then plus that overage rate. Okay, so it will add to that list, right? So 22 plus um, um, what's that, 4, which is 26. Now, if I make it 14, it will be 30, because 22 plus 4, that's for 13 beers. So that is 26. Now you said I want extra beer, that's 14. So you will add extra 4 to it, because the average rate is getting considered, right? So that's how the calculation works. It will support for any number of beers you wanted to buy. So this kind of pricing method is useful when you wanted to do something like this, or if, let's say, you wanted to buy a box of pencils. So a box contains 10 pencils. So if you wanted to buy 7 pencils, so you will get that box. And if you want, let's say, another box contains 20 pencils. So if you wanted to buy 15 of them, so you will not be given, 10 and 10. You will be given the 21 box, right? So if you have such kind of scenario, this pricing method works very efficiently. And I also explained, like, pricing book is very handy, right? Because you cannot have a product added to a code without a price book, right? You need to add at least $0. So as explained. So yeah, this is pretty much all I wanted to demonstrate today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's pretty simple and pretty basic concept, but if you get it right, it can do wonders in your CPQ implementation. If you get it wrong, I'm afraid it won't be a very, it won't look nice, right? Because your customer might ask, hey, do you even know what you're doing? So that's why I often tell you guys, right, try to implement stuff, right? Just don't do certification for the sake of it. Because I just hate to see people, getting lots of certification, and when you ask them to do a, bloody basic thing, they struggle, right? Then I just tell them to chuck your certification in the bin. Is pointless. Sometimes, you got to be direct with the people, right? Because when you run a company, you're not running a charity. Even if you're running a non-profit, right, you expect people to do the job, right? To know this stuff. So that's the reason why I often say, you're preparing for certification, form a study group. Study with someone, be passionate about it, because obviously you're investing your time, energy, right? Might as well, feel proud that you're spending your time, energy, and then, once you get certified, you can go to your boss and say, look, I can do this stuff, right? That's what really matters. Okay, sorry, I digress. I know that I blabber all this time, but just wanted to make it clear, right? Because I want, Salesforce ecosystem to be very strong and powerful, with extremely talented people, not with the people who are just merely certified and lack knowledge. That's something which is going to destroy our ecosystem. That's one of the reasons why I'm pretty outspoken on that. Okay, all right. That's being said, I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. Adios.